I definitely wish Paul and the PLL success. I'm for any lacrosse players making any money playing lacrosse. That's why I put it in Hollywood, was people deserve to get paid. But the other reason is lacrosse is a really fun sport. It's also physical. So if you're trying to say something manly about a character, it works. The other thing, which is going to sound lame,
But what was your obstacle in getting lacrosse in Hollywood?
most people don't know what it is. And most people don't know how to shoot it in a way that it looks interesting. I don't think we did that well in American Pie.
But for you, was it like, listen, is it now or never? Is it going to be me? Is it your hard-headed, passion?
I think it was my hard-headed passion that once the writers and the directors realized they wanted football, they wanted the guy Stifler to be a guy who was good at some jock, physical sport, but they wanted it had to be in the spring because prom was coming up as part of our movie. That lacrosse was the only option was because I just kept convincing them why lacrosse was the only option. The other advantage is lacrosse has helmets, which means you can have fake, guys who actually know how to play lacrosse can pretend they're the actors because the actors will never be any good at lacrosse.
So any words of advice to Paul and Mike Rabel as the founders of the PLL going into uncharted territory?
I would say two things is pick really small venues that you can fill so people think they're having a good time.
Because it's a tour-based model they're doing.
Right. Instead of playing, where the MLS is playing or playing, God forbid, where the NFL is playing, where you're always going to feel empty. Like the games I've gone to, I always feel like it's sort of weird, no one's here. Whereas like if you put them in a stadium, and you may know it only has 1,500 seats, but I don't care. If I show up and it's full, I feel like I'm part of something cool. So that's my advice. At the beginning, pick venues that are great, but that are small. Like I would say the Chargers right now in LA are actually having a blast because they got this tiny little stadium that they sell out every time, and it feels good to play in front of a packed house. Yes, is it more fun to play in front of 100,000 people? Of course. But how many teams can get 100,000 people to show up?
And the LA lacrosse community is booming. I mean, you're a resident.
I would say Southern California is booming. You definitely got to come out there, all the way from San Diego, up through Santa Barbara. There's just a ton of stuff, and it'd be great. And if you ever do come out there, I'll help you promote it.
Oh, you hear that, Paul? Paul and Mike Rabel. All right, that's my brother-in-law, Chris Moore, producer of American Pie. All right, thanks, Chris.
All right.
Peace.